Bottom left side, the teamless Zerg, he is DRG. Top right side, the teamless Terran, he is BYUN. Kind of funky seeing these two players both being teamless. Wondering if this battle will cause any new rifts along that side. Is it better to be teamless? I don't think so. Personally, I think it has a benefit to having people pay your stuff for you. Why BYUN precisely is teamless, I don't know. I wouldn't understand. He once told me it's a secret. So I'm fairly certain he's gotten some team offerings, but maybe he just said no, thank you, because of the price or the overall other stuff that is going to have to be accounted for when he does join a team. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Maybe he's just had a really bad experience with teams in the past, and that's why he doesn't want to join a team. Something like that. Something like that. Always possible. Alright, anyway, regardless. And this match right here is most likely going to be quite the kicker. At least it should be, right? Through the eyes of somebody that watched a lot of games of these guys, you would think that this one is going to be quite the wild one. And that's what I am anticipating here. Third base drone, already third basing it up. Just kind of hiding here, so the Reaper doesn't kill him mid-transition. It's one of the worst things that can happen to a Zerg. Oh, that drone's in trouble. Good save with the Spore. Nice control on the Zerglings here so far, but yeah, the Queen's still a little bit off. There we go, there she is. There's the beauty. Nice micro from BYUN though as well. Kind of sticking around for as long as he can. Has to get out of there eventually though, of course. Still not a place you want to be found. Next to that Queen. Has a Reaper. BYUN behind this, let's see. Does get a tech lab. Could still be some benchy play as well. I think he bounced the Queen off the creep quite a bit here, so gets in the base and gets a good scout off. What's up, Size? How you doing, buddy? And there is indeed that benchy play coming up. I'm doing a good as well, thank you for asking. Just chilling. Just another day in the office, you know. BYUN and DRG. Pretty sweet day in the office, if you ask me. Couple of Hellions here. We'll be moving across. Gonna join up with the rest of those Hellions. Wondering where the benches are. I think the first benchy just kind of sticking at home. Oh no, he's flying across right now. It is that little red blip right now on the minimap. That's cute. BYUN trying to lure the Queens away with the Hellions and then coming in with the Reaper. It's adorable, really. Okay, Banshee did get spotted, it seems, because we do have the Spore Crawlers on the way. They're a little bit late, so the Banshee does have an opportunity here to do quite a bit of damage. Let's see how well it does. Cloak now upgraded, of course, as well. Makes it even more difficult here for DRG to keep his drones alive. So far losing 3 and might lose a couple more because that bench is not looking like it's going to give up all that easily. The Hellions also attempting to get a bit feisty, but doesn't seem to be the moment for them to try. Second Banshee joins in as well. Slowly moving across. BYUN so far not really being able to do a lot of damage, but he's keeping up the pressure. He's keeping an eye on DRG. Behind this, he's clearly making more stuff happen as well. He's getting a third base, starting up the macro here. Oh, can he save that queen? Yes, he can. Just barely in the nick of time. So the Banshee still would have been able to pick her off, but they're signing to micro backwards there for a little bit. BYUN still off the group of Zergs that do like to take out some creep Tumis now and again. Has been some pullback on that overall phenomenon for the Terran players, but looks like BYUN still advocating the slaying of creep throughout the entire game. How many Hellions has he lost? 2. 2 Hellions, single Banshee. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't really committed with the Banshees yet either, so... Or the Hellions. And there is that third base. DRG is going to have to be a bit careful overall, as that could be an indicator that the Marines and the siege tanks are moving out as well, which is the case. Could do quite a number here, but as long as DRG doesn't see this coming, looks like he will be aware and should be able to set up appropriately to hold this off right now. See if he gets a good flank set up also, and that is exactly what we're seeing. And there shouldn't be too much of a hassle here for DRG, coming in, well, relatively nicely at the same time on 2 sides. And sends the Banelings away, doesn't want to lose too many of them unnecessarily. Well done there by DRG, holds that off quite comfortably. And of course, has a good worker lead here as well. Well, I say lead, it's not, well... So, well, alright, yeah, that's a pretty good work count. 4 bases versus the 3. 4th base for BYUN, not yet on the way, unless if I missed it. Nope, it's not yet here. So that's a good thing for DRG as well. And this time around, there's no medevacs to pick up these Marines. Marines in absolute more trouble than they can handle. A lot of them go down together with a siege tank as well. And those medevacs just here healing up the Hellbats, being like, oh, I'm doing my job. I'm healing, guys. Don't worry about it. Not precisely where it was needed at that moment. And that does give DRG quite a nice upper hand here. I think DRG may have found himself some good enough engagements here that the rest of this game could be slightly skewed towards his favor. He just needs to avoid taking massive damage now from some other either drop play or something that he didn't quite see coming, but he should have more than enough to hold off these types of attacks at this moment. Okay, like the Banelings kind of rolling on by, the Zerglings immediately on top of the siege tank. There we are, the Mutalisks join in as well. And that is another cleanup right now for DRG without taking any significant losses. Kind of moves back there with the knowledge of another siege tank being ready. As he is going to preoccupy the Marines once again on the other side of the base. Not bad. Fourth base for BYUN. Flying over, flying across. The Mutalisks do look like huge bats. That is true. Interesting comments. What's the upgrades for the Mutalisk? Only +1 so far. We're not seeing +2, so I thought maybe we already have +2, but not the case. Not the case. ITaX has been made available here though, and DRG, he's not going to wait around until he has some sort of tack off of the hive tree, but we'll still just kind of commit here. With or without, gets a lot of the SCVs. And this kind of part of him being able to take those good trades initially as well. Now just being able to come across the map here and start pummeling BYUN quite heavily. BYUN now needs to figure out a plan B. BYUN about 60 supply behind. Closing up on 50 supply now. Worker count still quite heavily in DRG's favor. He's expanding like a madman. Not a lot of options here clear for BYUN to stop that from happening. Needs to get something here across the map is what I think. But then with anything he sends across the map, the likelihood of him just being overwhelmed in the in his own bases is quite substantial. So maybe some Widow Mines, but then again the Widow Mines you kind of want to keep around as well, because he's playing Lingbane Mutalisk against you, so that's going to be one of the better ways of actually dealing with an army that is higher in supply than you are. And good targeting with those Mutalisks on top of the Widow Mine. No other Widow Mines remaining here, trying to hold the front door, but that is not going to work against that many Banelings, that many Zerglings. The army of BYUN now trying to scramble to get back into a more favorable place where they will be able to actually fight this army. Medevacs getting taken out as well as they're trying to fly over. GG is called. DRG taking game number 1 here. In a surprising fashion overall, I'd say. Not so surprising after the first couple of moments in the game. It did seem like DRG just had a good handle on the entire thing, and that it would become a difficult uphill battle there for BYUN. But so far, not being able to climb that mountain. DRG just having the macro behind everything, and yeah. Comes on through with quite a decisive knockout blow. A blow that knocks out, sure. And yeah, BYUN not left with much in that situation. Second game will be on Death Aura, similar map as the previous one. A little bit of the same skill, same kind of areas where you can, you know, have real combats happen due to some expansions there. Right, don't know if I explained that correctly, but there's a lot of areas here where a lot of contention is going to happen. In the top left side, we got ourselves a blue Zerg, teamless. He is DRG. Bottom right side, that's the red Terran going for a proxy, it seems. Teamless, he is BYUN. Alright. Two SCVs walking across the map right now. Will be getting himself a barracks placed over here. Now this doesn't fully wall off, so I'm surprised that he put it over here in the middle. And that being said, it looks like the Overlord's not going to scout it, so maybe I am the fool. Oh, that's a third barracks. Okay. Someone's ramping it up here. Someone's getting a bit feisty. There we go. Will be Marines. Still unknown for Mr. DRG. Still completely in the dark about this entire situation coming up. He is getting himself the spawning pool, of course, but will that be enough? As soon as a single kind of bunker gets set up, usually that already means that the hatchery will fall. There we go. Now finally having seen it, of course, as the SCV and the Marine walk on in. Gotta be careful. I like that he used some of his drones to zone away the Marine and then the rest of the drones to just get rid of that bunker. Getting the bunker, really one of the main priorities here that you should take into account. Now we have a couple of Zerglings here, already losing one of them. That is a big problem. May still have to pull some of those drones. Needs to get some mining done as well, though, of course. Otherwise he will just lose the game because he hasn't mined anything, which is also not the best way to do it. Okay, gets the SCV that is producing. Needs to get the other one as well. Zerglings here getting sacrificed in order to stop the Marines, but that does mean that all the Zerglings get taken out as the Queens are busy with the SCV. Well, there are more SCVs coming along. There's no more SCVs, but still a bit too many Marines to handle right now for DRG. Though he's doing an okay job, he needs to get himself that transfuse energy. It's nice that BYUN is attacking the Queen with, I think, they're at about the same energy. The drones being defended. There we go. That is that bunker now being completed, and that should be the end of this hatchery. And with that, I'd say this might be the end of this game overall. Very hard to make a comeback happen in a position like this for a Zerg. Even if it is the 3 racks, right? That is quite committed. As a Zerg player, you just do not want to be in this situation ever at one single point in time. GG is called. And yeah, BYUN ties up the series here quite quickly after getting stuck a little bit after that first game. Oh. Mecherino. Thank you for talking about the Mecherino here, TY Fanboy. Mr. Fanboy. The Mecherino, lovely place where you can get that code filled in, of course. Give this place a bit of extra money. The cheesy play getting BYUN the victory right there. I mean, a win is a win, right? In StarCraft 2, that is definitely the case. Should not complain about winning. That is for sure. Probably one of the better things. The thing that everyone is out to try and get. Excuse me. Just woke up. Game number 3. Match points. Here we are. The score is 1-1, and we have, of course, 2 teamless players, a Zerg in the blue, Mr. DRG, and a Terran in the red, Mr. BYUN. Oh, he's doing it again, boys. He's doing it again. You need to cheese at this level to be unpredictable. I think your unpredictability will go up if you occasionally cheese, no matter what the level of play you're at. Most likely will help you out in tournaments and stuff, right? Or in a longer best of something series. There we go. It's looking like another 3 racks here for BYUN. This time around, placed in a little bit more normal location for a proxy. So maybe the Overlord will see this a little bit sooner. Also seeing the response of DRG there the previous time, it kind of felt like he was expecting a 2 racks, but the 3 racks just a lot more dedicated, of course, a lot more powerful, and it requires a few different strategies to kind of deal with. overall, usually it's okay to get yourself some roaches, or try to get the roach rhine out, get some roaches that way when it is the 3 Rex, because that extra investment for those defensive units is definitely worth it, as long as it means you're not going to just crumble under the might of the Marine boot. Overlords here does manage to get the scouts. Only sees the single barracks, of course, but probably will know what's going on here. Already pulling a couple of the drones. Only 4 of them this time around, but is keeping. Oh, there's more. Is keeping that their bunker from being produced, though, and that's the main deal here. That's the main thing. See, he's getting a spine crawler as well. It's probably a good call. The drones need to be close enough to that spine crawler to protect it, though, of course. He's trying to get a good area where he will be able to go around the Marines and get behind them. As soon as the Marines, they commit too much, then that is going to be their fate. Oh, look at that. That is kind of what he was after. Trying to get all these Marines a good surround here. But a good pull away into the corner here, making it very difficult for DRG to trade favorably. The bunker does complete, and that is a problem. Overall, the Marines will be able to go inside here. The Marine will be, or the SCV will be able to do some repair. Does get taken out, but with the spine crawler here, maybe DRG already held here. Did lose 7 workers overall, which puts him at a deficit of about what was that for a moment there? 6, I believe, 6 workers in total, which is still quite rough. But he's working on it, right? He's trying to improve those numbers and trying to just play defensively here. Has his queens with the transfuse energy if they need to. And that spine crawler, of course, also being a key player here. Without that spine crawler, this probably would have already been a bit of a belly up here for DRG. Probably would have already lost his, my best guess of the situation here. BYUN, I'm not sure if he still wants to try and commit here with these Marines. I think he's just kind of bluffing, trying to get DRG to make more Zerglings and stuff like this. Not allow him to drone up as heavily, as he is doing some macro of his own. Gets behind this base, that's nice, that's quite good indeed. The spine crawler will have to get repositioned here now because of this. And the Marines may even want to try to get themselves into the main base here. That's exactly where they'll go. Okay, was not anticipating that to go that smoothly. DRG kind of dropping the ball, allowing those the Marines to run past the spine crawler like that. And okay, taps out. GG is called. BYUN takes the series here 2-1.